Welcome to the ImproChem Contractors Safety Induction. This video will address all the safety, health and environmental issues that are of importance. As you are a contractor to ImproChem, please pay close attention to all the aspects that will be shown. Our intention is to ensure that you are fully equipped with all the safety, health and other knowledge in order for you to conduct your business with us safely and without any injuries or incidents. You will be asked to complete a test at the end of this video, and a pass mark of 100% is required. Who is ImproChem? ImproChem provides innovative chemical, monitoring, control and engineered solutions for industrial and potable water management, as well as hydrocarbon processing. We serve many industries, and our integrated offerings help our customers achieve sustainable and operational performance whilst minimizing safety, health and environmental risks. Why focus on safety, health and the environment? The Occupational Health and Safety Act is compulsory legislation that provides a framework for employers and employees or contractors such as yourselves to work closely in the interests of safety. And so this law imposes specific legal duties on both parties. In other words, the company and all its employees and contractors are legally instructed to ensure that certain safety and health requirements are implemented and complied with. All our SHE policies and statements are detailed in the contractor's booklet, which will be issued to you. It is important for you to know and comply with all these rules and regulations before you start any work with or for ImproChem. So, as contractors, you are considered to be employees whilst doing work for ImproChem. It is required that you review the Occupational Health and Safety Act and ensure that all your employees working for ImproChem are made conversant with the Act and all the requirements. You will also be required to sign an agreement known as a Section 37(2) in this regard. In addition, you will need to supply your letter of good standing to ImproChem. Please upload these documents into the website when requested. Let's focus our attention on some specific safety requirements for you as a contractor. Refer to the Zero Harm Contractors Safety Booklet for additional information. This information is being compiled to assist you and to ensure that all jobs are done safely. Please work and act safely at all times. Our goal is zero harm, and this means that we aspire to operate sustainably without harm to people, the environment, and the communities in which we operate. All contractors are expected to work and act safely at all times, taking care to always identify any hazards and control or reduce any risks wherever possible. Be sure you know what safety rules and regulations apply and obey them at all times. Be on the lookout for any possible hazards which could injure you or anyone, and report this to us. Take care when walking around. Many injuries occur due to slips, trips and falls, so be sure to always look where you are walking and ensure that the walkways are clear, safe and slip-free. Find out what the relevant safety and danger signs mean and obey them fully. Ensure that all the paperwork related to safety, health or environment is in place, signed off and implemented. If any hot work or high-risk work is to be done, you must obtain a permit to work before starting these tasks. Contact the SHE department for assistance. Report any injuries or incidents before starting any work and before leaving any of our workplaces or sites. Do not enter any areas that you are not specifically authorized for, nor do any jobs that you are not competent to do. For lab staff and anyone working in laboratories, safety showers and eye wash fountains have been installed. Get to know where these are and learn how to use them. Keep your workplace clean, neat and free from things which you or anyone else could trip over. Make sure all your safety clothing and any PPE, for example lab coats, overalls, safety shoes, and so on, are always clean and kept in a good condition. Replace these items immediately if required. Also, ensure that you always wear the correct PPE and all the PPE for any job that you are doing. Be on the lookout for any possible situation which would injure you or your fellow workers and report this to the manager or the appointed safety representative immediately. Do not play pranks or games and never tamper with any safety, emergency, or firefighting equipment. Never conduct any work for which you are not specifically trained or competent. Never do any job tasks you are not authorized to do. Always follow all the safety rules and standards. They are there for good reasons. If you are unsure about any task, rather ask for help or advice. Do not take chances or shortcuts. Auditing and risk assessment. In accordance with the law, hazards and risks must be continually and regularly identified and addressed. Therefore, before any work is conducted, a risk assessment must be conducted and documented where relevant. Make sure that you have completed a proper risk assessment before starting the job or task. Note that ImproChem reserves the right to audit any work being done at any time. The ImproChem and Contractor Safety Booklets. There are two booklets that form part of the Contractors Safety Manual. One, the ImproChem Safety Booklet, and two, the Contractors Safety Booklet or Safety File. Let's take a quick look at each. The ImproChem Safety Booklet contains all the documents, forms, and information needed by ImproChem. The authorized person in your company will be required to complete all these forms in full and return it to ImproChem. This is also known as the safety file. Once received and validated, you will then receive authorization from ImproChem as an approved contractor, and you will be allowed to conduct work for or supply services to ImproChem. Failure to submit this information will therefore disqualify your company and no further work will be allowed. The Contractor Safety Booklet has been compiled for your use and reference. Please keep this valuable booklet since it contains all the templates for inspection registers, procedures, and lots of safety information. Your ImproChem contact will discuss the contents of each booklet with you. Responsible Care and Green Gauge. The AECI group of companies, including ImproChem, have committed to the guiding principles of responsible care. This means that ImproChem will act responsibly and ethically in its operations with regards to the environment and will always minimize our impact on the environment. And as the name implies, we take responsible care of the environment. As a contractor to ImproChem, we expect that you adhere to these same responsible care principles. Housekeeping. Good housekeeping does help to prevent incidents. Treating your work area or site with respect and keeping it clean and organized will help to avoid slips, trips, falls, and bumps. Good housekeeping ensures that your work area is safer, more pleasant, easier to work in, and also makes you more productive. So please ensure that you practice good housekeeping at all sites and at all times. Personal protective equipment. You could be working with hazardous chemicals or equipment and tools. The Safety Data Sheet, or SDS, details clearly what precautions and specific PPE, personal protective equipment, is required when contacting or working with these various chemicals. The wearing of PPE is not only a legal requirement, but also one of our life-saving behaviors, and so must be complied with at all times. Customer sites may also specify additional PPE. Ensure that you comply with this requirement at all times. Remember, PPE is your last resort, but it is a very effective barrier, especially against chemical exposure. So always wear the right and full PPE whenever working with any chemicals. Drugs and drinking policy. In terms of the Occupational Health and Safety Act, the consumption of any intoxicating liquor and/or drugs is strictly forbidden in all work areas. If you intend to do any work or operate any machinery or drive a vehicle, please be especially aware of any liquor or drugs that you have consumed and ensure that you do not exceed the legal blood alcohol limit. Chemical transportation. The transportation of chemicals in any unclassified vehicles is not allowed under any circumstances. Small quantities of reagents are allowed, provided all the precautionary measures have been taken. For example, reagents have been packed in absorbent materials and the STSs are available for each reagent. The Road Traffic Act is very specific in this regard, so please ensure that you do not transport any chemicals. Contractor management. As our contractor, you are deemed to be an employee of ImproChem. This means that whilst on our site or doing any work for us, we are responsible for you. So please ensure that you work safely and follow all our rules. Finally, all of the measures, procedures and standards that have been discussed are for the safety, health and protection of yourself, your colleagues, our employees and the company. As our contractor, you play a vital part in providing a superior service to ImproChem and our customers, and we thank you for your commitment to zero harm. Please abide by all the rules and enjoy a safe working environment. If you require any further assistance, do not hesitate to contact any of the SHE department staff. We wish you an enjoyable and zero harm work life at ImproChem.